There are a lot of stereotypes. People see me, first thing they see is a large black man. A lot of people who I talked to, they didn't even think I got shot in the Army. They just thought I was in a gang or something like that. It was easier to associate me getting shot by a gang member rather than by a sniper in Iraq. I looked down at both my legs, covered in a pool of blood, and I thought, oh, we're gonna die here. We are going to die. There had to be about 4 surgeries in Iraq and in Germany. And then when I got back to the States, it was about 14 surgeries in the hospital. I made this miraculous recovery, and I was able to keep both my legs. I have an injury that's high up on my leg. In order to see the entire scar, I almost have to lift the hospital gown all the way up. I could see some hesitation in some of the nurses. And being a large black man, it was really uncomfortable for me because I didn't want anybody to say I tried to sexually assault them or I'm trying to flash them. So it was a lot of tension in some of those rooms. After I got out of the Army, I dealt with a lot of survivor's guilt, and I dealt with that the only way I knew how, which was to drink. And that's when the PTSD started to settle in really, really bad. I also was having daydreams and nightmares about getting shot by the sniper. I had this scenario in my mind that the sniper didn't shoot to kill me, he shot to wound me, and he would come back later on in life and finish the job. So this was what was on my mind every time I went outside. So I was drinking myself to sleep every night. I wasn't taken serious by clinicians at the VA. I hate to say it, but when you're black, you can just feel these things. You can feel the respect that people have for you. You can feel the respect people don't have for you. You can just feel it. And in some of those rooms that I went to, felt rushed out, didn't feel heard, didn't feel listened to, didn't feel wanted. So I hated the VA for a long time. I would go without medication or go without talking to someone just because of the way I was being treated there. So I just continued to drink and drink and drink, and then one day, I drank 2 bottles of Bacardi, I took a handful of pills, and drove myself to the hospital and said, I tried to kill myself. Save me if you can. And when I woke up, I was in a padded room, and the first person I saw was my mom. And I thought, oh, you can't do this to your mom. They told me about this program called the Warrior Salute Program. They said, we're gonna get you off the street, we're gonna get you a job, and we're gonna get you the help that you need. And I started doing group therapy with other veterans. And that's when things started to turn around. I had an opportunity to move to Atlanta in 2010. The best thing the VA did for me was I had an African-American female therapist down here. I was able to open up to her. There's nothing like being able to express how I really felt to a black doctor that understood what I was going through. And I wouldn't be afraid to express it in a way that I wanted to express it, in a way that I felt wouldn't get me arrested or wouldn't get something put in my chart or in my notes that later on down the line would come back to bite me. Any veterans in the room? One? Okay, perfect. I was a Calf Scout. I've been speaking for 10 years now. When I'm on stage, I'm able to share those stories and talk about how much I beat it, and more importantly, help other military families understand what their veterans going through. Having the opportunity to get on stage and share this story with other veterans, it's very therapeutic, physical and mental healing. Nothing like it at all. So that's what keeps me going.